All right, what's up, people? Oh, fuck. Yep, it's done. It's done. See, here's the thing. When I get to cracking, I get to cracking. So, here's the cracking. So, we're going to start here. Yeah, it's done. It's done. It's done. Y'all thought it would never be done. I keep tripping over my motherfucking books every fucking video. But when I get to cracking, anywho, like I said, starting up here, this is Buddhism. Starting with Dzogchen, moving to like a little bit less teaching, and then we get into general teachings, and then we get into philosophy, and we come down here, and we're into philosophy, Western philosophy. We're talking about analytic philosophy. That's my series, etc., etc. Then we go into the greats. Classics of analytical philosophy. Then we go into, this is, who is that fucker? Let me see. Holy fuck. That's Hume. And then that's Hume. That's Kant, Russell, etc. And we get into a little bit more philosophy. Different motherfuckers. Pocket Aquinas. Then we get into, this is conspiracy theory section. And then I had to put these in here because of the way the bookshelf is height wise. So this dictionaries and that type of shit. Then we get down back into here. We're still in philosophy. I consider. Then we start getting into science, right? Science. We're getting into science. Then we're getting into quantum physics, right? This is what took me so long because I had to organize this shit. We're getting into science. Then we're getting into life science. Right? Chemistry, etc. Now this is my atheism section. It's really small. I got Christopher Hitchens, The Portable Atheist, God is Not Great, The End of Faith, Why I'm Not a Muslim, etc. Coming back up, mathematics, starting from the principles. Quine, Set Theory and Its Logic. Principles of Mathematics by Russell, etc. Then we get into specific numbers. The zero, E, you can't even see, here it is, right here, zero, right? Zero, then E, then pi, then I, then etc. Then getting into the complicated problems, the Riemann hypothesis, etc. Then we get into the classics. These are the classics of literature, and whatever. I put Aristotle's The Art of Rhetoric in there, Dante's Inferno, Paradiso, Purgatorio, etc. I even put the Tao Te Ching in there instead of in the Buddhism series. Why? Because I think about shit. Then we get down here. This is my critical Muslim section. Right there. I put Rushdie in there just to fuck around. Then we start getting into fiction. So I got Moorcock's series, the Elric saga. Then I have H.P. Lovecraft, the entire, basically Cthulhu, cycle, etc. However you want to fucking vector it. Getting back into, I have a Dragonlance book, by the way. Getting into Stephen King, etc. Just fiction. This is all fiction. It started fiction. Then I had to put these, like I say, I have to put, these shelves are larger, so I had to put certain things. These are textbooks. So we have some psychology, The Annotated Alice, by the way, awesome book. The Mock, awesome book. Then we just get purely into fiction, science fiction, etc. So I have, Peter F. Hamilton series. It's three books of two. So, call it what you will. Dan Simmons, the Hyperion Cantos, etc., etc. etc. My favorite fiction book of all time is right there. That's Echoes, Foucault's Pendulum, by the way. Now coming back up here, this is the Galvatron, and no, I'm just kidding. This is the holy text. So we got the Quran, the Bible. We got the Book of Mormon and Doctrine and Covenants, Pearl of Great Price. That took me a long time to get. The Urantia book, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the other Bible, the Gnostic Bible, etc. So these are the holy text series, and then you got World Scripture. I put the Key of All in there, which that probably could go into the occult section, but it doesn't really matter. Got my Strongs here, New Bible Dictionary, etc. Then I have my, so-called black magic, left-hand path section right here. You know what I'm saying? Then getting into the occult in general, starting to get into more of the, white hand path, whatever, white hand path. I don't have any idea. And it goes through it. And it comes down here, getting into some, Gibran, some Castaneda, some poetry, that type of shit. Then getting into actual, like, Christianity and religion in general. So then we start getting into that. We start getting into all that shit. So everything, and see, this is what took me so long, is because I had to put these books in order. And then, like, down here, of course, Grant Hancock's Supernatural didn't fare too well being on the bottom shelf, but it is what it is. And then we start getting into politics. And you see, we start getting into politics, a break, right? And then over here, well, it's my chessboard. And then, of course, my yearbooks. Yeah, I went to Annandale High School, sue me. Then we get into my fucking graphic novel collection. And then we start getting into more of my comic books, and then also, chess and poker. And other funny shit. And then everything else up top, I had to, kind of delve it out a little bit. But yeah. That's my shit. Told you I was going to get to it. You just never knew when I was going to get to it. Happened to be last night. I happened to fucking have a fever dream and shit. I've been having a lot of weirdo dreams lately. And, I murdered a motherfucker in a dream yesterday. And I could have sworn it was real. And I wasn't even beefing with that dude. I was beefing with his son. I killed the father. It was weird. We don't need to get into that. But yeah, it's done. So nobody can fucking, and yep, the floor is clean. There ain't no books left. Everything is categorized, everything is systematized, etc. Which is the way I always wanted it. My wife always was saying, like, oh, you should just put it up. I'm like, no, I have to fucking, I have to get this shit the right way. Like, this is philosophy right here. I have to be able to go to philosophy. This is philosophy right here. I have to be able to go to science. This is fucking science right here. I have to be able to go to that. You feel me? That's just me, but hey, whatever. Anywho, I promise you the Donald Hoffman video is coming. And if it's not next, you can fucking slap me on the back of my head. If you ever run into me in real life, which you won't. But hey, you can always hope.